ha. All right. So thank you. Thank you for coming today. And welcome to the Heart Mountain Winter Program Series. My name is Haruka, and I am from Japan. I am the Japan Outreach Initiative Coordinator at Heart Mountain Interpretive Center. And my role is to promote awareness and understanding of Japan in regions of the United States with relatively few Japan-related activities and opportunities for exchange. It is very sad that we lost Al Simpson in this month, and I am very grateful to have met him in person last November at my very first workshop here. And now I feel even more honored to hold my workshop here at the Mineta Simpson Institute. Today we are going to cook chirashi-zushi, which is an iconic sushi dish during the Hina Matsuri that it's celebrated on every March 3rd. So, yes, this is today's agenda. Before start cooking sushi, I'll talk about Hina Matsuri, the Do festival, and the history of Hina Matsuri, and the seasonal celebrations in general in Japan. Then you will cook your sushi. And since I received a request about Japanese table manners, I added extra slide to explain them. So now I feel I added too many topics into one presentation, but let's dive into it. So, what is Hina Matsuri? On March 3rd, people in Japan celebrate the Hina Matsuri, also known as the Do Festival. It is a day dedicated to celebrating daughters in the family, honoring them and praying for their long, happy, and healthy lives. Households with daughters display Hina dolls like this. I like Hina Matsuri, and I really enjoyed setting up Hina dolls every year. And I have always admired the beautiful seven-tiered Hina dolls. However, as you may know, Japanese people live in small houses. So many of them don't have enough space to display this big decoration. And, or simply, they cannot afford them. It's expensive. So instead of those seven-tiered full decoration, my family got me this two-tiered version of Hina dolls. And I still love it. Every year, setting up those Hina dolls, I was very happy. And then, it's beautiful dolls wearing beautiful kimonos. So it kind of like Japanese-style Barbie doll or something. I love it. So let's take a look at the Hina dolls a little closely. So, can anyone guess what is this scene about? What is this doll? What is the situation of those dolls? Does anyone know? Or can you guess? Yes?
So I think the top tier is Emperor and Empress.
Oh.
Second tier is probably ladies in waiting. Third tier, court musicians.
Perfect. So you already know all of the things. Yes. So this is a full display, and on the top, this is emperor, and this is empress, and this scene is about their marriage, so their weddings. And on the second tier, there are 3 ladies, and they are holding ladles, platter, and sake bottles. So if you came to my previous presentation about sake, you already know the sake has a cultural meaning, and the sake is very important to celebrate weddings, right? So that's why those ladies are holding something related to sake. And yes, these 5 boys, they are musicians. So you can see he's holding a stick and playing drums, and these two are playing flute. So they're musicians. And 6th and 7th tier, those are furniture. So these furniture are the gift from the bride's parents to help bride establish her place within the household. So in Japan, there is a tradition that when the couple get married, and how the bride's parents buy furniture as a gift to the bride. Does that similar tradition or cultural thing, does an American culture have similar things when the marriage? No? Anyway, in Japan, there is those kind of tradition. And that's why, so this furniture, you can see here, is a furniture. So that's why this is, those are in a display as well. So.
A quick note, American culture used to have that.
Oh, but not anymore?
The wedding chest, usually with quilts.
Oh, but not anymore? Oh, cool, good to know. So we have similar culture. So, and yes, this is about the history of Hina Matsuri. So in the Heian period, around this time, it became increasingly popular for daughters of aristocrats' families to play with dolls, which came to be called Hina Ningyo. Hina refers to anything that is small and adorable, and Ningyo literally means human shape. So it is not surprising that dolls were often seen as human surrogates. Just as impurities and illness could be transferred to dolls to keep children healthy. And dolls could also serve as I'm sorry, English hard. Thank you. Receptacles for parents' prayers and hopes for their children's future prosperity. As Japanese artisans developed their skills in creating ever more elegant and beautiful dolls, people began to keep dolls for display in their homes rather than ritually sending them down the river. By the Edo period, around this time, in the Edo period, the practice of creating elaborate displays of dolls for Girls' Day spread to other social classes, and March 3rd was officially designated one of the annual festivals. So today, most families bring out their Hina Ningyo for display around mid to late February and take them down immediately after the festival on March 3rd. There is a common superstition that keeping the dolls on the display beyond the day of the festival might lead to a late marriage for the daughters in the family. So, anxious parents don't want to take any chances, you know? Is there any saying or a superstition about someone who keeps Christmas decorations up for too long in America? No? Yes, so those pictures are from Edo period, and then you can see the people buying Hina dolls in the store, and this ladies are, this girl, I don't know, well, they're displaying Hina dolls. Yes, so as I mentioned, so this festival is very related to marriage theme and the goals of happiness. And well, this is very personal experience, but quite often when take down the dolls, my mom always asks me, when are you getting married? You know, because this festival is very connected to marriage. And of course, we have an awkward moment for a while, you know? And well, I like Hina Matsuri, and I don't think that this tradition should be changed, but however, if you look at this tradition from a modern perspective, you know, displaying the dolls of the emperor and empress wedding scene as a symbol of wishing for a girl's happiness, it feels a little strange to me. It's already 2025, so whether a girl is happy or not shouldn't be defined by marriage, you know? Yay! Well, when I was a little, no one told me that way, but now I'm thinking that way. But Hina dolls, they're very beautiful and pretty. So, and maybe some of you might be interested in kimono, Japan's traditional garment. And the kimono that Hina dolls wear is Heian period style kimono, which means it's slightly different from the kimono that we wear today. So this is the picture that my friend, their wedding ceremony. And this is the today style of wedding kimonos. And one of the main difference is the layering. You can see there are a lot of layering here. And this style is called 12-layered ceremonial kimono. So 12 layers, it's a lot. So in the Heian period, aristocrats enjoyed layering different colors. So that's why it's a lot of layering. And sometimes those outfits could weigh up to 44 pounds. It's so heavy, I know. In contrast, today's wedding kimono is usually 3-layered. And today, this Heian style is only worn for the imperial enthronement ceremony and royal weddings. So, next, let's talk about the seasonal celebration in Japan. Well, since I have decided to come here, I've been thinking a lot about Japanese culture. Um, how can I explain the Japanese culture to an American people? And of course, culture is shaped by many factors, not only one, but I'd say that the seasons are a key element in understanding Japanese culture. Here, I've created a chart of seasonal celebrations in Japan. As you can see, each month has its own seasonal celebrations. And these are often marked by eating certain foods. Do you ever feel like you have to get a pumpkin spice latte in the fall? Or Thanksgiving wouldn't be complete without turkey and pumpkin pie? So in Japan, we have similar feelings about seasonal foods almost every month. So it can even feel like a peer pressure sometimes, but as you can see, there are a lot of seasonal celebrations and related foods. I didn't include seasonal vegetables, fruits, and of course fish in this chart, but there are plenty of them as well. So Japanese culture is deeply connected to the seasons and food, and which might be why Japan is known for its great cuisine and why people in Japan are highly conscious of what they eat, maybe. So, the Japanese sense of the seasons appears in this way as well. Yes, Japan used to have 72 seasons, not just 4. So the traditional Japanese calendar is divided into 72 distinct periods, often called the 72 micro seasons. So each of these sits with one of the 24 divisions, all of which have beautifully descriptive names. The 72 sections last for only about 5 days each, yet they perfectly capture the changing natural world as life blooms and fades. For example, in here, there are 4 seasons, right? And March is in spring. And we are currently in the spring equinox period in here. And spring equinox period, which is one of the 24 divisions. And this spring equinox season is further divided into three micro seasons. Today, March 29th, falls under the micro season known as first cherry blossoms in the 72 micro season system. I think young generation don't know about this 72 micro seasons, and I didn't know that until last year. And then when I realized that there were 17 micro seasons in Japan, oh my God, I didn't know that. But I feel this makes sense, and seasonal celebrations from the traditional calendar it still remain in Japanese culture. So, and many continue to observe them. And because of this, I believe Japanese people have a heightened sensitivity to the seasons. And for example, Japan is famous for cherry blossoms, right? And the peak bloom of cherry blossoms lasts for only about 1 week, just 1 week. But people across Japan eagerly anticipate it every year, just for this 1 week. In fact, starting in mid-January, cherry blossom forecast began to predict the best time of cherry blossom viewing. So I think, well, I'd say that these traditions wouldn't exist if Japanese people don't have such a precise awareness of the changing seasons. Yes. So now this is the end of my first presentation. If you have any questions about my presentation, if not, we are move on to the cooking. Anyone? No? Yes.
Just a comment, in the DC area where we have Japanese cherry blossoms, you do hear about the cherry blossoms, oh, they're blooming or they will be blooming. So you get a little forecasting.
Oh, yeah. So the people in DC also enjoying the view, cherry blossom?
To see the cherry blossoms.
Oh.
They don't care about the White House. They'd rather
Does Wyoming have cherry blossom tree? Well. We need one, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, right now is very good season for cherry blossom in Tokyo. I think in Tokyo just started blooming a cherry blossom last week, I think, yes. Okay, so let's move on to the cooking part. So, for Hina Matsuri, families often enjoy chirashi-zushi. Before talking about chirashi-zushi, do you know what sushi means? What is sushi? Raw fish? Or roll? Sashimi? But you can see, actually, sushi means vinegared rice. So, sushi rice is seasoned with vinegar, and it can be many different types of forms. So I put 6 pictures in this slide, and all of this is sushi. And yes, so, and do Japanese people eat sushi every day? No. We don't eat sushi every day. We usually eat sushi on a special occasion, such as seasonal celebrations, or family gathering, or party. So those occasions we eat sushi. And I'd say chirashi-zushi, this is chirashi-zushi. So this type of sushi is more like a home cooking type of sushi. Usually we eat nigiri in sushi restaurant, but this chirashi-zushi, this is very easy to cook and very colorful, fun. And I think this chirashi-zushi is very good for party food. Usually people make chirashi-zushi with made in a big platter, and the people share, like a pizza. And so that's why it's perfect for party. And chirashi means scatter in Japanese. So many colorful toppings are on top of sushi rice. So on your table, There is a sushi rice. It's already seasoned with vinegar and some vegetables. And also, there is a toppings. In Japan, we use fishy things like salmon roll or shrimp and tuna as a topping. But today, I only prepared vegetables and egg. So by the way, on your the topping plate, there is a yellow shredded thingy, and then always the American people ask me, "What is this?" It's egg. It's egg, and yeah, people, yeah, very curious about how Japanese people cook egg. I didn't expect it, but that's egg. So chirashi-zushi should be colorful and pretty. So people please make your sushi bowl pretty and colorful. In Japan, we say, eat with your eyes. And people care about the food presentation. And some people decorate their food way too much. Like this, you know? It's almost like playing with foods, but I think this is a very Japanese way. So eat colorful is considered as a good thing in Japan because colorful vegetables have more nutrition. So please make your sushi bowls. So take some rice into your bowl and toppings. Add your toppings. Okay, now I will talk about the Japanese table manners. So in Japan, before eating a meal, Japanese people say a special phrase, itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. So this phrase literally means to humbly receive. And it is a way to express gratitude and respect for the food and everyone involved in preparing it. The deeper meaning of itadakimasu comes from the implied phrase inochi wo, which means for your life. So when put together, itadakimasu can be understood as I acknowledge and appreciate the life that was sacrificed for my meal. So this phrase is traditionally said with a bow, with the head and hands folded together. So like this. Itadakimasu. So, and showing respect and humility. This idea is connected to Shinto beliefs, which teach that all things, plants, animals, and even objects, have a spirit. And it also aligned with Buddhist beliefs in reincarnation. It's difficult. Reincarnation, where living beings are reborn based on their karma. So by saying itadakimasu, we recognize and appreciate everything that contributed to the meal. The plants, the animals, even the air and the water. It is a way of showing respect and gratitude for the food that sustains us. So, itadakimasu is, I think this is a little difficult to pronounce for an American people. So here is the easy version. Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. It's not exactly the same pronunciation, but this is very easy to remember and easy to pronounce, right? So please remember this word today. Itadakimasu. And so maybe you already know how to use chopsticks, but this is the right way to hold and use chopsticks, just in case. And I also insert this image into the paper handout. Yes, thank you, handout today. So the important thing is your middle finger comes in the middle between the two chopsticks and using this way, like this, right? And if you're prefer a spoon eating this sushi bowl, we have spoons over there, so please ask a staff member to grab them. Yeah, we do have spoons. Yes? And funny thing, I heard many people actually rub chopstick before eating. Do you do this also? Do you rub your chopstick before eating it? Okay, good. Yes, don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah, for me, yes, it's considered too rude in Japanese culture. Um, yeah, for me, it's interesting that I heard many people do this, rub chopstick before eating. But doing this considered rude in Japan because it implies the chopsticks are of poor quality. So please don't do this. And these are a little introduction of chopstick manners, but the A, B, C, those are all false. Don't do this. This is bad manner. So A is moving plates with using chopsticks. This is no. And B and C, those are also considered rude, and because those two are associated with death. And these are only allowed at funerals. So it is not appropriate to do them in other situations, other settings. And table manners. So when eating from small bowls, it is correct manner to pick up the bowl with your hand. And lead it close to your mouth, and yes, lead it close to your mouth when eating from it. And however, larger type of dishes should generally not to pick it up, but small bowls, it's okay to pick up. So, like this, when you eat rice, hold the rice bowl in one hand and the chopstick in other hand. And lift the bowl towards your mouth while eating. And soup. Drink the soup out of the bowl as if it were a cup. And fish out the solid food pieces with your chopsticks. And I think this is very famous one, slurping noodles. So rather than being bad manner, slurping noodle is considered evidence of enjoying the meal and enhances the flavor. And some people might feel irritated by such sounds in Japanese noodle restaurants, but slurping is one of our culture. And yes, Japanese moms don't get mad if you're slurping, it's culture. So difficult thing is that the table manners differ across Asian countries. I know that in Korea, lifting a bowl is considered rude. And slurping a noodle is bad manners in China. So actually, it's pretty difficult. And especially in America, I think a lot of restaurants serve Japanese food, Korean food, Chinese food at the same restaurant, right? So it's difficult, but in Japanese table manners, slurping, it's okay. Pick up your bowl, it's okay. but in some other Asian countries, it's considered as a rude thing. Interesting. Well, and we also have the certain phrase after the meal, ごちそうさまでした. And I don't have the easy version of this, I'm sorry. But ごちそうさまでした is the greeting after eating a meal. Did you enjoy your sushi bowls? Sounds okay? Taste okay? Oh, good. Well, so I think this is the end of my presentation. We will have Ikebana flower arrangement in April, but it's already full. And I'm sure that I am going to do another workshop, so stay tuned. And this is exciting news. So today we talked about Hina Matsuri, that is about the Girls' Day, the celebrating the girls' happiness and prosperity. And we do have Boys' Day, and that is now, it is a celebration for Children's Day. And yes, Children's Day is another seasonal celebration in Japan, and it is originally celebration that wishes for boys' healthy growth. However, nowadays it is dedicated to children's happiness and healthy growth, not only boys. So we will have this year we will have exciting programs such as Japanese traditional instrument concert, a samurai armor display, and many fun crafts. So we are sure that people, all ages, will enjoy this event. And I think this is a unique experience you won't find anywhere else in this state. And in addition, this festival is going to be an open house, which means free. Yay! So please mark your calendars. So May 10th, 10 to 4, we will have cool programs. So stay tuned. And as always, if you're interested in learning more about Japanese culture and if you want to support Heart Mountain Wyoming Foundation, please join our membership. And yes, and you can find more details on our website. And if you have any questions, yes.
So when the people were here in the camp, were they able to celebrate Girls' Day at all?
Well, in this camp, I think we don't have the evidence that people celebrate Girls' Day, but no, right? But people celebrated other seasonal festivals, such as New Year's Day or Summer Festival. They did it, right? So, not especially for Girls' Day, but they did celebrate other seasonal celebrations.
So, for example, she talked about Children's Day. And we know that they celebrated Children's Day because we have photographs of kids running around putting up the decorations from the camp. So that's one of the things where they went out of their way to try to do that, especially for kids. They also have their big summer holiday, which is a Won. It's a bit like Japanese All Saints Day, not Halloween, more like All Saints Day.
That's okay.
But if you have this seven-tiered full for decoration, this is the exact right way to decorate. So the furniture comes down, and all the dolls should display on the top part.
The number itself is.
Number?
The number 6 or 7, does it mean
Oh,
anything particular?
Yes, I'm sure it has a meaning of numbers, but I'm sorry, I cannot explain. Yes.
So, in this country, we have deserts, we have mountains, we have seashore. I'd like you to do a couple sessions on the geography of Japan.
Geography of Japan. Oh.
And you've got north and south, so you've got warm and cold.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to know more about Japan. When I was in the Navy, I went to Yokosuka, which is not really Japan.
I'm also came from my hometown is also in Kanagawa, so which is the same of Yokosuka. So I'm from around that area.
But one time we stopped in Sasebo,
Sasebo,
way
yes.
south,
South.
and I like that. There was a lot of charm to it.
Oh yeah, right.
So think about telling us about Japan.
Japan, more like for like geography and touristy thing. What is famous for this area and that area? Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, think about that. Yes.
If you haven't already, write that down on the feedback form.
Yeah, there's no. What do I got here?
What is in the rice, the brown, the sort of the golden brown pieces? What is
Oh, yeah, this.
The ingredients
Yeah,
of the
that means
sushi.
this. Little brown pieces like this. I think that is. The seasoning in the rice is it's sweet.
Yes, sweet and
Salt.
vinegar rice. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of Japanese food uses, of course, soy sauce and vinegar, sake, and surprisingly, we use sugar as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sugar gives more depth or umami into the food. Yeah, that's why it's a little sweet.
Maybe next time you should include the recipe for the rice that you used.
Rice, yeah,
Something here from Amazon.
because that is easiest way to make
And is
sushi
that
rice.
what you used in this? So, okay. I'll go home and order some.
Yeah,
Often they're like seasoned from
Yes.
yeah. You can also make from the scratch, not using that type of pre-made sushi mix, but it takes a lot of time. It's so hard. So it's easy. The easiest way to cook is that using that mix, sushi mix. That is very handy.
Some mirin vinegar, like mirin.
Yeah, in the sushi mix, I'm sure that they added mirin or other sake. Yeah.
So, in a future session, tell us why folks in Japan migrated here. What were the factors that?
Okay. Yeah. Well.
I actually could answer that. I could answer that. So the big thing that happened that
Any other questions? Okay. So we would love to hear your feedback. And so thank you very much for coming today. Thank you. ありがとうございました。I hope you enjoyed the sushi bowl, chirashi-zushi. Thank you.